22 professional athletes stood frozen on the pitch, lined up and ready to play football, but the referee wouldn't let them touch the ball. There was no injury. There was no safety check. Instead, as the clock ticked away in the second half of Qatar versus Switzerland, a Whitney Houston song blared over the stadium speakers while the players simply waited. They weren't waiting for the game. They were waiting for Fox to finish running its commercials. This is the World Cup, where a live match is held hostage not for the players, not for the fans, but so a television network can squeeze in the final seconds of an ad break. Once you understand exactly why that referee stood there with his whistle in his hand, you understand everything FIFA desperately hopes you won't think about during this tournament. Welcome back to the channel where we pull back the curtain on the beautiful game, analyzing the hidden forces, the massive financial power plays, and the structural shifts that define modern football. To understand how we reached a point where television networks dictate the literal flow of a World Cup match, you have to look at the hydration break, a name currently doing an astronomical amount of heavy lifting. Under current regulations, FIFA has mandated a strict 3-minute stoppage around the 22nd minute of each half in every single one of the matches at this tournament. Because the official clock keeps running through the pause, it guarantees at least 3 extra minutes of stoppage time per half. Officially, the governing body claims this is about player welfare and ensuring equal conditions for all teams. But a closer look at the actual data blows that benevolent narrative completely apart. These breaks happen regardless of the weather. They happen inside climate-controlled, air-conditioned domes, and they happen in perfectly mild conditions. The tournament opener between Mexico and South Africa was played in Mexico City at a beautiful, crisp 23 degrees Celsius. Yet, right on cue at the 24-minute mark, the match was halted inside the Azteca, the historic cathedral where Pelé and Maradona once created magic, just so audiences at home could watch 180 seconds of home improvement commercials. There was no heat to protect anyone from. There was only an advertising slot to fill. Which raises the glaring question that football executives continue to dodge. Who is this stoppage actually for? It certainly isn't for the fans. Nobody on earth tunes into a World Cup hoping for more commercial interruptions. The entire historic appeal of football is that it doesn't stop. 90 minutes of unbroken, free-flowing narrative energy without timeouts or artificial clock stoppages. That relentless flow is precisely what made it the beautiful game, and supporters have been widely mocking these forced pauses since the very first whistle. Is it for the players, then? In a punishing furnace, a structured drink in extreme heat is genuinely necessary, and no rational analyst argues against medical safety. But professional athletes do not require an emergency rehydration ceremony inside a chilly, climate-controlled stadium. The players didn't ask for this, and the managers certainly didn't lobby for it, meaning the answer lies entirely in following the money. The financial truth surfaced when FIFA quietly announced that broadcasters would be permitted to sell premium advertising packages during these compulsory breaks. This wasn't just a safety protocol. It was the creation of a brand new, highly lucrative, sellable ad product right in the middle of live play. By engineering these windows, the governing body could command a significantly higher premium for television rights, and major networks pounced on the opportunity. Fox in the United States immediately cut to full-screen commercials, while major broadcasters across Brazil and Ireland quickly integrated the new slots into their programming. The modern hydration break is quite literally a revenue product wearing a medical lab coat. We know this is a deliberate commercial choice because several global broadcasters simply refused to participate. In the United States, Telemundo rejected the cutaways entirely, keeping their cameras firmly on the pitch to show team huddles, tactical replays, and live expert analysis. Broadcasters in Mexico and the United Kingdom similarly declined to run mid-game ads. Because these networks managed to navigate the exact same rules without interrupting the sport, every single blank, ad-filled cutaway on other networks was a conscious commercial decision, not a logistical necessity. Eventually, the rush to maximize these windows led to major production errors. Regulations dictate that broadcasters must return to the live feed at least 30 seconds before play resumes.
Cancel the World Cup now. FIFA have banned the Fufu Whalers from every 2026 World Cup stadium. Yes, this is not a prank. FIFA have banned the football players from every 2026 World Cup stadium. So you're telling me when we watch South Africa play, we're gonna hear silence. Bro, the World Cup is about being proud of your nation, your country, your culture, bro. And FIFA, by getting rid of the Venezuelans, are getting rid of that, bro. Because this is what South Africa is known for, bro. In the 2010 World Cup, this was a special moment, yeah? Yes, South Africa didn't get out of the group, but we all remember them for making so much noise, being back in their country, and now FIFA have decided, you know what, we're not gonna... Bro, what is... Honestly, this might be the worst World Cup. Now, real talk, it might be the worst World Cup, because, real talk, what is this? Generally, what is this? How are you telling me you're going to ban the football whalers? Bro, oh my days.
It's going to be the shittiest World Cup ever, okay? And it's only because the US is involved. We should cut the cameras and hand the keys over to Canada and Mexico ASAP, because what the fuck do you mean the Department of Homeland Security stopped a FIFA referee and sent him back home even though he had a valid diplomatic passport and a visa to work the games? The best referee at AFCON, mind you, 1 out of 10. So insane. You've got the Senegalese team upon arrival being frisked and handed over for additional security checks. The players, not anybody else, the players are being frisked like this. The Iranian team, they were told, you have to stay in Mexico. You can stay in Tijuana, that's your base camp, and you can only come in for the games, but you cannot stay a minute after the game ends, and definitely not overnight. What the fuck is this? You've got states and like cities saying they're not going to pay for transportation costs. They haven't prepared for shit, even though I'd love to blame this on Diaper Dawn. We won the bid a long time ago, so what the fuck is going on, guys? You should have been prepared for this. Like, the city of London made transportation free during the Olympics, and Qatar and South Africa spent years preparing infrastructure, like, hotels, accommodations, all these things for the World Cup in preparation. It's supposed to be like when people get together. Like, football is the most widely played sport in the world. This is everybody's sport, young, old, rich, poor. It brings so many people together, and I feel no fever just because it's here in America where hopes and dreams go to die. I am so sick of it. And on top of that, the heat wave and these players that are like feeling the humidity and the heat, it's absolutely insane. But maybe I'm too woke. This is all Israel's fault. When you've been bombing a country for as long as you have, what the fuck did you think was did you think the ice caps were not gonna melt? This is all their fault. Here we go, even though they were just deemed a security risk by the Pentagon, but I digress. Like, this is actually so sad to watch because I've experienced World Cups in other countries and they're so much fun and they're such a great time. And I remember getting time off from school and like being able to watch the games any and everywhere because it was such a fever, and it just feels like limp dick out here.
Me, I want to understand something. Is this a FIFA World Cup or it's a FIFA political cup? Why did Canada deny Thomas Partey for him playing in the national team? For him to enter Canada, why? I want to understand. What type of FIFA it is? Small time, they'll ban a referee from entering USA. He'll come back to his place. He was supposed to go and be in the opening. Small time, they'll stop a player, they'll investigate with the... I can't understand. And now Thomas Partey, okay, USA I can understand, but why Canada? Why? There is some things that is going on in this FIFA. I need an explanation. Infantino, what's the organization that you are doing? What type of organization is this? I've never seen this kind of FIFA before. The man is going to play. It's just a football he's going to play. He's not going to look for a job. He's not going to make a tourism. He's going for football. So why is the political about? Any personal issue, let's move it aside. All the people are complaining about this kind of World Cup. And they are fed up, to be honest. Why? The worst World Cup ever I see in my life is this World Cup, to be honest.